Hey everyone, it's Lisa Ingalls coming to you from Oakland, California with a short message this week. Have you ever tried to figure out what your life's purpose is? It's really not that easy. Even for someone like me who's dedicated my entire life to conscious evolution and awakening to my highest potential, it's really not easy, which is sort of weird because you'd think that it'd be easy to figure it all out. After all, aren't we just supposed to do what we love and follow our bliss? But doing what you love isn't necessarily what your purpose is. Case in point, I love to run, but running is not my purpose. I also love to meditate, I love to read, I love to be in nature, I love to drink red wine. But that brings me to my next point. I have multiple passions and multiple talents, so how do I figure out what my purpose is? Now, for most of my life, I thought that my purpose was this combination of my passions and my talents, and where those two intersected, I would find my purpose. So, for instance, because I'm passionate about peak performance and health, and because I'm talented at teaching and coaching, I spent the first decade of my career as a personal trainer. Now, although it was a good living, actually, I always felt this nagging underlying sense of frustration inside. I wasn't really totally fulfilled. I eventually thought that because I'm passionate about personal growth and that I've always had a very strong spiritual practice, that I'd shift my focus to life coaching. Now, this was definitely more fulfilling because it was more aligned with me, but that underlying sense of frustration still lingered for me. So what's wrong with this picture? I'm doing everything that I love, but I'm not fulfilled and I'm not making the living that I desire and I deserve. I could go on giving more examples, but I think you get the picture here. And from my experience, I'm not the only one who's struggled to find this sweet spot, right, where we're living our purpose and making a difference in the world and making a good living doing it. Well, last December, I met a woman whose name is Nicola Grace, who completely shifted my understanding. She actually changed my understanding about this idea of life purpose. She told me this, picture this, she said to me, if your purpose was to raise the vibration of the planet by singing these high notes, well, that might be part of your purpose. It's not your true purpose, because what if one day you lost your voice, you suddenly lost your voice and then you couldn't sing high notes anymore? Well, then you would no longer have a purpose and you'd no longer have a reason to be alive. If your purpose is what she said, if your purpose is a specific job or business or career path, what if one day all of that was replaced by technology, which actually is a pretty plausible idea? Well, then you would no longer have a purpose or a reason for being alive if your job or business was replaced. So purpose then, what Nicola told me, is not specific. It's very broad. Now, Nicola is a mission mentor. She helps people discover their true purpose by helping them to discover what she calls your primary expression modality. It's the way that you best express yourself through your work in the world. And when we align ourselves with our primary expression modalities, we are truly living in our life purpose. Now, after talking to her, I realized, you know what, I think I can benefit from working with this woman. If anyone could help me to get clearer on the underlying sense of frustration that I've been feeling for most of my career, I felt that she was probably the person. And in just a couple of hours of working with Nicola, she had helped me discover that my primary expression modalities are to speak, to connect, to innovate as a visionary leader, and to lead others. Now, by understanding what my primary expression modalities were, I was able to redirect the focus of my business and my work. And for the first time ever, I actually felt a sense of calm inner knowing that I was doing exactly what I was meant to do. I felt excited about the work that I was doing, and I began to attract more clients and strategic partners into my life. I believe that everyone is entitled to living their purpose. The problem is that most of us are never given the instructions for how to find our purpose. What I realize now is that finding your purpose is actually quite easy, but only if you understand how to go about doing that. I also learned from Nicola that by asking yourself the question, what's my purpose, is only going to get you feeling more stuck and frustrated. And I also learned that by asking yourself the question, what's my passion, that doesn't necessarily lead to your purpose either. Finding your purpose requires a line of inquiry that ultimately helps you see these emerging patterns of how you think and act in your life from childhood to adulthood. So next Monday, May 19th at 1 p.m. Pacific time, I'll be hosting a hangout with Nicola Grace. And during that hangout, Nicola is going to get hands-on with you and teach you how to discover your primary expression modalities so that you have greater clarity and focus about what you're here to do in the world. All you need to do is reply yes to this event. Join us live. To join us live, bookmark this page and come back at showtime. Please do +1 and share this event if you know anybody who might like to join us as well. Look forward to seeing you at showtime.